Hello YouTube, in this video I will attempt to make the final upgrades on my 64 router. So these ones gotta go. These ones vibrates like crazy and it's very hard to fixture things tight since they bend. So here we got the piece that I will use instead. 25 millimeters, about an inch, and I will need to face this one off after I mounted it, and it's not a lot of job to mount this one, but I have planned to upgrade these ones or put these ones on the y-axis. Then I will have hgr25 rails on all axes, and I also got some closed loop motors that are a bit larger than the one I have, so hopefully I can get the speed up a bit with those. So since I do not wish to face this one off 2 times, I thought that I will just get at it and mount these ones and the motors, and hopefully I will have a pretty legit little CNC then. The table is now removed and this is how it looks down under. These ones aren't that bad really, since they are supported. However, the things that they are supported against ain't really super strong. So I got a little bit of a banana bend, which I hope to get rid of. The ideal would be to have some more money to buy a bit of wider aluminium piece like this, but I don't, so I will have to come up with something with the material that I got. So I think that I will mount these ones like this, but the problem is that this surface here needs to be higher than this one, so I will need to add something here to get the right height. But I guess that I will figure that out. I got this piece of aluminium here and then this one as well that I can make parts out of. Alright, so now I mounted the piece of aluminium in the vise, and it ain't super good fixturing, but the plan is that I will mill flat here, then flip it over in the vise and mill it flat on the other side. So then I will have some kind of reference in the middle here, and after that I will perhaps try and proceed outwards. I don't know if it will work or not. And as you can see, I mounted this face mill. This is the first time I will try it. Okay, so I now flip the part over, so the side that I milled, the flat side, is down here. So I will now attempt to remove 0.5 millimeters on this one. I'm really pushing the travel here to its maximum. So the plan is now to machine this surface here flat. Then I should be able to flip it over and machine the corresponding side to this one. And then I will have 2 faced off sides here, so I placed the side I just milled pointing downwards. So now it's time to get at this side, and as you can see, it's fairly large amount of material that needs to be removed. I think it's almost 3 millimeters to get it flat. So I will take a little at a time and let's see how it goes. Micron dial indicator mounted. So let's give it a try. We are at 66. To 73. So that's 7 microns. It moves a little bit when I change direction. So now we are at 75, so we should be at around 68 then when we get back. Yeah, 68 then. This one is very sensitive. Check the side that I milled just for fun. This is the first time I'm checking something that I actually milled. And yeah, I don't need the Toyo Micron dial indicator now. So we are at 94. About 0.1 of a millimeter over, how long is this one? 40 centimeters. Actually, that's not too bad, considering that I had to move this one 4 times on each side in order to get the travel to reach all the way. So I have actually moved it 8 times totally. Right, so let's actually try and do something today. The plan is to make both these ones a bit shorter and exactly the same length. Now checking with a square, and I think it looks very good. Just small sandpaper finishing, then this side will be good to go. Now I placed a piece of cast iron and some 4140 steel here to keep these ones from not falling. So I will just make some small marks here. Chip welding. Very nice. Mounted my straight edge here against the ball screw, using the ball screw as reference, and these ones here are magnetic, so very nice just to be able to fit the magnetic base for the dial indicator, measure, and then change over and measure on the other side against this surface here. And I'm just roughly aligning them now, so they are a couple of hundredths of a millimeter off, but that will be enough for making a small spot here where the hole needs to be. Then I can do the final adjustments later when I have screws that I can tighten. And for marking out for the holes, I feel that a 6mm drill which fits just perfect down here in the bore, and running it backwards. By doing so, it won't grab the wall and move the rail, and you get a nice little spot here in the middle. I don't know if you can see it, but I think this works very good. So what needs to be done now is to remove these ones, perhaps center punch the small spots a bit more, and then do some drilling and tapping. I took a small break of 2 days since I had a friend visiting. We went out and did some fishing. However, we wanted to see some millings. We did one test cut here in 4140, 3/4 inch width and 1mm depth, and the finish is starting to look very good on this one. We also did a test cut with a face mill on a piece of cast iron. The finish is super smooth. But let's continue with the project. So I will have to remove these two and then put one of these in the minimill and do some drilling. So now tapped all the holes with this regular tap. Problem is though that I've got a lot of these M6 screws here, but they are a bit too long, or the tap is a bit too short. So I'm thinking that I will use a spiral fluid tap. Bought this very nice set from Gearing this winter, and I also ordered a BT30 fluting tap tool holder in the end of March, but that one hasn't showed up yet. Oh, met some resistance. Guess I could do this with the screwdriver, but aluminium is so soft, so it feels easy to destroy the threads if I tilt the screwdriver a bit by mistake. This one went all the way through actually, so that was nice. That is a good fit. The whole pattern seemed to be almost perfect, so I only got these ones left to tighten. And I'm only snugging them down slightly so that they will be a bit stuck, but that one can adjust them a bit. So now mount the straight edge and the dial indicator again, and let's measure and see where we're at. We're at 23. And up to 38. So what will that be? 15 hundredths of a millimeter. Oops. So let's try and lightly tap on this one. So we are getting a higher value over here, which means that this one is a bit closer there. But this is also a bit tricky, since this is kind of like a pivot, I think it's called in English. So if you tap in this direction here, it will move out up there. Two hundredths of a millimeter better. That wasn't much. Now it looks a bit better, I think. Yep. So we are at 25. And we are at 24, let's say. So 100 of a millimeter off now. So it took a bit of a harder blow than I thought. So I will tighten these down just a bit more now, since these ones can vary like this also if they ain't tightened down properly. Right, so now I moved over to this one, and before I moved over I also put the dial indicator on this one and check from this direction. This one is now pretty close to 100 of a millimeter. It will need some fine adjustment. But let's take a look at this side. So it's getting higher and higher. These ones went snug down properly. It will need to be that, since when you punch with the dead blue hammer, if they ain't snug down a little bit, they will move back. And this ain't really the proper way to do it on real machines. They have like an edge here that is straight, and then you have like screws here every now and then, like this, and basically you're moving the rail with the pressure from the screw, and that makes it very easy to align them. But that is on professional machines. Here, this is garage precision, so we are doing dead blue hammer. So now align it so it says about 100 of a millimeter on the other dial indicators. So now I switched over to this one, which got a bit of a better resolution. Alright, that will have to do. It's looking very good here in the middle, as usual. But when approaching the ends, deviate some. But I can be okay with that. But nice to have a spot in the middle of approximately, let's say, 200 millimeters. That is very good. And on this x-axis, this one is also very good at about 200 millimeters. So that will have to do for now. I want to get my machines running. So I have now tightened all the screws. So what needs to be done next is to make something here so that I can mount the solid aluminium table